So yes, who is here? Onaya. Yeah. Hi, Onaya. Is your camera working?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Yes. How are you? Common.
I am fine, sir.
Good. Okay. So, quick question. You can see this workbook next to me. This one. Is this the one you are following at school?
No.
What is?
Keyboard.
What's the name of the book? Keyboard. What is that? Is it a book given by the school or?
It's given by the school.
Okay. Can you ask your mother to send me a photo of that? Because so I will just go through that and we'll check what it is as well. Because ideally, according to the syllabus, this is the workbook which we have to follow, which is known as Inspire Computing. So, but that's okay, perfectly fine.
Yeah, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sure, I know that the Pearson books is inspire computing. The problem is the school has given this book.
Hari, okay.
Sussex College conducting this book.
Got it, okay.
It's never mind. I will manage to buy the Inspire Computing because I also need to follow the book because that book relevant to the Pearson Edexcel now.
That is the thing. Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So I will manage to find the book.
Sure thing. Sounds good. Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, thanks. All good. Okay, super. So, yeah. So let's start the class anyway. So, what we are going to do today is I'm going to take you through the syllabus which we'll be following in the book, and let's see what are the modules and the topics which is there, and I'm just going to take you through the overview. Okay. මොනවද කරන්න කියලා overview එකක් අපි ගමු. එතකොට we know that what is there to learn and we can prepare ourselves on what background knowledge which we required and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the book Inspire Computing, grade 6. So this book starts from grade 1 actually and goes until grade 8. And after grade 8, we all know we jump into IGCSE, right? So IGCSE is the ordinary levels if you take it in like in Sri Lankan syllabus, and this is the path where we go forward. Okay, so introduction. So this will be a small introduction. So today's session will cover the brief overview about all the contents that we are going to learn in this particular year. Okay, so ask me if you have any questions. I'm totally open, and also if there's any specific words or මොන හරි වචනයක් තේරෙන්නේ නැති වචනයක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. I will explain it in Sinhala as well. Okay, super. So starting. So what do we have? So we do have couple of units. We have 6 units in this workbook. Okay, so I'll tell you how to write these units and how to structure this during our next class, because I want you to come up with a book, like a nice CR book, and in this CR book we have to split it up into different components and write. Okay, quick question, Onay, do you have a working laptop at home? You have to unmute.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. What is the laptop? Specification like මොකක්ද? Dell. Okay. හරි. කොහොමද specification එක කියන්නේ? ලේසි වැඩේ. laptop එකේ look at the laptop stickers. So under the keypad you should have some stickers there. What do you have? What are the stickers? Intel Core. අන්න හරි. Perfect. So Core එකේ is there a number? Core i5, Core i3, Or is it
I3.
Core i3? Perfect. I think. Oh, that's then. Nice. So when somebody asks you for the specification of the laptop, then yeah, ideally the easiest way for you to say is look at the laptop. Most of the time there will be a sticker. If it is Intel නම් Intel sticker එක තියෙනවා. Otherwise if it is AMD Advanced Micro Devices AMD නම් AMD චුටි රතු පාට sticker එකක් තියෙනවා. So that's the easiest way to find out. Perfect. So Core i3 is more than enough. And the reason I asked you that was we do have this database module, which is the first unit which we are going to start from. And in that database module, we talk about few concepts about databases, how to create a database, what is a database, and those type of activities are there. Okay, so these are the points. Okay, so in this particular set of points, we do have some items like, okay, so we look at the ways to store data or information, and we talk about creating and running basic queries. Let me ask you a question. මොකක්ද query එකක් කියන්නේ? What is a query? Have you heard about the term query? Okay, so okay, perfect. Okay, so let me ask you this in a different way. Okay, හිතන්න මේ you want. Okay, so let's say your mother or your father knows about everything, no? So you want to ask them a question, right? So you go and ask them something. What do you call that? What do you call that action? ගිහිල්ලා අහන එකට මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? You ask that as a question, right? You call it a question. So that is the same term we use as a query. So we have the database, and in the database we query the database. We ask the database, please give me this information. Got the idea? Okay, so now what we do is now when it comes to querying different types of information, okay, you know, there are different ways. Example is you have a way of storing information, you have a way of saving information. අපි ගමු Excel sheet එකක්. You have done office packages, no? You know Office Word, Excel, right? Perfect. Okay, so in Excel we do save data into an Excel sheet, right? We have these columns and we have the rows, right? So when we save data, there is a way of reading back, so getting the data back, and that is what we call as query. Okay, so we talk about spreadsheets. We talk about spreadsheets, how to get the data out from a spreadsheet, and we talk about different types of databases. So databases වල තියෙනවා ಜಾති ගොඩක්. එක එක ಜಾති databases තියෙනවා. So we talk about different types of databases, as well as we learn about different types of data which is outside the school. Huh? And then there will be a small assessment. We'll just go through it and understand what are the things we learned about. Huh? And then we talk about database management systems. ඔන්නොතන තමයි the tricky part comes in. Okay, so database management systems, there are some certain points which you have to practice. ඒක තමයි මම ඇහුවේ laptop එක ගැන, because it's easy. If you practice, it will be quite easy for you to write the answers. Okay, so before we jump to the other part, what is data? What is, when you look at it, what is data? දන්න විදිහට කියන්න බෑ, simple විදිහට. මොනවද data කියන්නේ? Any answer is an answer. Just go on. You have to unmute. Oh. Yes. කියන්න බලන්න මොනවද data කියන්නේ? මොකක්ද ඔයා හිතන්නේ මොනවද කියන්නේ data? කවුද කවුද මේ කාගේ දිහාද මේ බලන්නේ? එයාත් වාඩි වෙන්නකෝ ඇවිල්ලා ඉස්සරහ.
Mobile phone data.
Okay, yes, that's also good. හරි. මේ හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි download කරන data නේ. That means the data we use to browse the internet, right? Yeah. මෙහෙම okay. So let's say you write something. Hari. So you go to school and your teacher tells you something and you write it down on your book, no? Right? So what do you write down? That is some sort of a data, right? ලියන්නේ මොකක් හරි data point එකක්, right? So technically data is anything which is structured and processed. Example is okay. So okay, you listen to okay. Let's say you watch අද දෙරණ news බලනවා කියමු. So news එකේ what you see on news is data, set of information taken from some place and it's processed, right? අපි කියනවා හිතන්නකෝ මේ නිවුස් එකක් කියනවා මොකක් හරි දෙයක් වෙච්ච දෙයක් ලංකාවේ. ඒක අපි හදන්නේ ඔන්න කොහෙද වුනේ, කවදද වුනේ, කීයටද වුනේ, ඒ ඔක්කොම ටික එකතු කරලා they say the news. මෙන්න මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මෙන්න මෙතන මෙන්න මේ පුද්ගලයා මෙන්න මේ විදියට මේව කිව්වා. You get the point? So data is something which is compiled using lot of different information points. So අපි ඊට පස්සේ what we do is we take this data and we have to store it, right? Now Adaderana and Swarnavahini and Rupavahini, all those TV channels, what they do is they record like as we are doing it right now. So this session is being recorded, right? But alongside, other way around, what we need to do is we have to save it, right? Because the data tika kavadari dawasaka we have to reuse it and find out what happened, right? Okay, so that is what is known as data. Api will go in depth once we jump into the module. We will actually literally go in depth and we'll explore all these points about data and how data is being created and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is about the first unit. Then we jump into the second unit, which is the programming one. So this is where we talk about some interesting stuff, where we talk about writing algorithms. Okay, so up to what extent have you done programming? Iskole monawada kare? Did they?
We did computer system.
Okay.
Data in Excel 2016. Advanced features of Excel 2016.
Excel, okay.
Only that.
Only that, okay. So you did this for grade 5 also? Grade 5 grade 5 book ekada kare naththam danata what you said was what you have done in grade 6? Grade 6, okay. Have you done any programming as of yet? No, nothing. Okay, then this would be interesting because we not like we are taking baby steps and we will be learning about algorithms and how to write a simple software. Okay, so we have to practice it, but don't worry, it's quite easy. The only thing is you just need to practice it and learn how it works. So we'll be talking about algorithms and we'll be talking about programming, like creating something like a game. අපේ තියෙනවා මේ module එකක්, you can see here this the fifth one here. This is the fifth one. It's about actually creating a small game. So we'll be learning how to create a game, and we will actually code it on the laptop itself, and we'll see how it works. Okay, and then in this game there will be like different types of loops and scoreboards and so on and so forth. අපි ඒක කරලා බලමු, so that we can understand where this goes into. Okay, so that's about the programming. Then we talk about networks and networking, why we need networking. Okay, so the module is known as unit 3, networks in the society. Okay, and here we talk about different types of networks. So we talk about the impact of the technology, how technology changed the way we started communicating. Example is අවුරුදු ගානකට ඉස්සර. So if you go back to about 40 years ago, we did not had phones, right? කතා කරන්න phones තිබුණ නැහැ. What we had was radio communication. Radio in the sense those were like huge radios. You have some knobs and like a specific radio device. ඒක ඉස්සරහට කියලා වාඩි වෙලා you have to turn the knobs and specifically find the frequency. I ලස්සන නේද? දැන් හිතන්නකෝ මේ back in recent years, like if you go back to about 7 before the telephone was invented, but even like countries like Sri Lanka, අපේ වගේ රටවලට අපිට phones ආවේ හරිම මෑතකදීනේ. ඒක නිසා ඉස්සර මේ communication means you use radio signals. Radio box is a big box like this. Okay, and then let's say if we are going to talk, what we have is we have a specific frequency. මොකක්ද frequency එකක් කියන්නේ? අපි මේ radio ගෙදර radio එකක් තියෙනව නේද? Radio mute.
Oh, sir.
Radio එකක් තියෙනවා. Radio එකේ කොහොමද channel එකක් tune කරන්නේ? How do you find a channel?
We don't have a radio, sir.
Okay, do you listen to radio? No. Okay, no problem. අහලා තියෙනවා නේද ඔය මේ TV ads වල එහෙම යනවා මේ they ask you to tune to a specific number. They say tune to 99.9, 99.6. 99.2 ඔහොම කියන්නේ. හරි. ඕක තමයි. So that is known as the frequency. Right? So a radio channel that radio channel is running on that particular frequency. So what happens is when you want to communicate, you have to add that particular frequency. So back long time ago, let's say if we were discussing through radios, then I will give you a number, මම ඔයාලට දෙනවා මගේ number එක, and you will give your number to me, that frequency number. Then when I want to talk to you, what I do is I press a button and I transmit what I say. ඒ කියන්නේ online frequency එකේ මම කියන එක transmit කරනවා. So when I press a button and I say a message, and in your radio you will get that message. And ඊට පස්සේ ඔයා message එක අහලා you finish it up and you send me a message. Well, දැකලා තියෙනවද මේ videos වල they say when they say a message, they always say this term called over. දැකලා නැද්ද? over කියලා. Okay. ඒක over කියන්නවත් දන්නවද? මොකද මේ this is one way communication. So I am sending you a message, and when I'm done, I have to end the message. දැන් අපි call කරලා call එක cut කරනවානේ. We hang up the call. No? Similar to that, while back then we had to finish the message. So that's why I say, hi, come to this location, over. So when I say over, that means I'm disconnected. Then you say the message, you tell me the message, and after that you say over, and then you disconnect. Right? So that's how this communication started. Okay, now with the impacts of technology, this has improved a lot. So these points, like we learn about what are the impacts of technology and the information impact, what happened on technology, like how the information transfer changed, and then we talk about planning and researching projects, and we talk about technologies and so on and so forth. Okay, so in this module we talk about networking and how these technologies can be or will be used for us to for the social benefit. Okay, and then also one more thing, we talk about online social networking. කොහොමද social networks ආවේ කියන එක. මොකටද use වෙන්නේ? So what is the priority behind social networking and why we need this? So there are some points because which will be talking about this. Okay, තියෙනවානේ මේ we have this something called code of conduct. Code of conduct කියන්නේ ඔයගලගේ ඉස්කෝලේ ගත්තොත් in your school you have a specific set of rules, like නීති ටිකක් තියෙනවානේ. කොණ්ඩේ තියෙන්න ඕන එක ගානකට, ඇඳුම තියෙන්න ඕන එක ගානකට, සපත්තු තියෙන්න ඕන එක විදිහට, right? And then when you are talking with somebody, there is a specific way where you should speak, right? So there's a certain set of guidelines or restrictions, I might say. Similar to that, when it comes to networking also, we have a certain set of guidelines. So that's really important, and we have to learn how these guidelines are controlled and why these guidelines are there. So that is what we will be learning on this. And also at the same time, we will be talking about physical networking. Physical networking means like literally connecting devices together. මං කරනකොට පෙන්නන්නම් කොහොමද cables වැඩ කරන්නේ, network cards වැඩ කරන්නේ, ඔන්න ඔය වගේ level එක. හරි. Okay. I feel a bit I have a question. Have you done anything about networking? මොන හරි කරලා තියෙනවද මීට කලින්? තාම නැහැ.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, perfect. How was grade 5? What are the points you covered in grade 5? You know, you're on mute. Yes.
We did Word, PowerPoint, Scratch.
You did Scratch. Nice. What did you do? What did you do in Scratch? මොනවද හැදුවේ?
We had some to do with some blocks
Okay.
and with the cat.
Okay. So to do with a cat. Okay. Did you get that for the exam also? නැත්නම් was it just a practical?
We got it for the exam also.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So what is the workbook you followed?
The same book, keyboard.
Okay. Super. Let me know about this workbook as well. As I said, just send me a screenshot of me, send me a photo on WhatsApp. I'll just go through it and see what it is as well, because then I can help you out with that flow. So we will be anyway following this, but I'll help you on that as well. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Then we jump into the interesting module in your grade 6 curriculum, video editing. Okay, we talk about video editing, how to edit a video, and what type of video softwares we have. Okay, so first of all we talk about the staging. So how to create the stage. Okay, now because whatever said and done, when you're creating a video, the stage is very important. Like as this current setup I have. So I am currently inside a studio with a green screen on. So that's why I have the slideshow behind me. But if I turn off the green screen, then you will see something like this. Let me show you if I turn it off. If I how can I turn it? Yes. So if I turn it off, this is what you can see. So I am in front of a green color screen, and with the studio effects, I am adding that background. So this is how news reporters ඔය TV news එකේ background එකේ යන්නේ animations and videos. This is how they do it. So they have a green color or a blue color screen, and then using the system you can project it. මේක project කරාම මෙතනට මට ඕන එකක් පස්සේ ලාග load ගන්න පුළුවන් anything. Okay, so we'll be learning about that staging, how the staging is being done, and then we talk about how to use sound. So how sound is being used, and what are the type of sounds and effects we can use, and then we talk about the good use of text, and planning short videos, and to planning a scene, in the sense, okay, so you watch YouTube, no? YouTube videos whenever you can see different scenes, you can see different parts in the video, starting kaktina, ending kaktina, all these things are there, no? Yes, so that is the part which we'll be learning on planning. Okay, and then we have shooting of a video. මේ කොහොමද අපි වීඩියෝ එක ෂූට් කරන්නේ? You can take your parents' phone, and you can actually try it out. So do you record photos ගන්නවද phone එකේ?
What is it, sir?
Do you take recordings and photos using your parents' smartphone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you done any recordings, like videos?
No.
No. Okay. So here we will learn about how to create a video, and you do actually have a practical where you have to record a small video, and you have to shoot the video, you have to edit it, and then you have to finally send it and share it. Okay, so you get to learn about the video recording part. Okay, perfect. And then hold on. Yeah, and then we talk about this is the fifth one, which is the last topic before the last one. Okay, so here we talk about an important point about health and safety. Okay, so because main features of computing devices, so we talk about what are the features of computing devices, what do you use these devices for, as well as how you can get an injury from using a digital device. මොන කොහොමද මේ digital device එකකින් මොන වගේ injury එකක්ද වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. So question, what do you think? Can you get injured using a digital device? What do you think? Device එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන ගමන් can you get some sort of an injury from that?
Yes, sir.
What type of an injury? What do you think?
Current.
Okay, that is one. Think about a different injury, like another one, like where something which you can something which can happen to you like physically. Posture, yes, posture is also one of the good points. Yes, correct. And sorry, eyesight. Yes, that is also one of the most common injuries because of prolonged use of computers. That's good, huh? Very good. Good answers. Great answers, by the way. So, posture is actually one of the another main problem. I personally had this posture issue as well because I was sitting for a long time, and yes, eyes also it's a problem because using a computer or looking at a screen for a long time can actually make get you physical injuries. Okay, and then okay, so then you have to plan your video about the digital devices safety. Okay, and then you have to edit your video and you have to talk about uh, digital devices and the environment. So now in the previous one, unit 4 we learn about how to record a video, no? And then in the unit 5, now you have to make a video, make another video where it will basically talk about how these devices can be used safely. Okay, so ඒක හරියට දාන්න ඕනේ කොහොමද මේ devices පරිස්සමෙන් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ, and what is your plan on how to do it. Okay, and then we talk about, okay, and then we also talk about an interesting point, the life cycle of a smartphone. This one, the sixth one. Okay, so in this case we talk about all the types of smartphones we had in the world, and we talk about the evolution of the entire smartphone, as well as we talk about how a smartphone is built and how it's being recycled and transferred into something else. Okay, so that's an interesting process because why we learn it primarily to talk about reducing of e-waste, because e-waste is a problem, ne? මොකද හැමෝම computers පාවිච්චි කරනවා, they throw it out and you end up building piles and piles of waste, motherboards, processors, screens, batteries, and all this stuff, right? So that's a big problem because we have to understand that if the waste is, when the waste piles up and if we don't recycle, then we are going to get into a problem where we'll end up having lots and lots of unnecessary trash, right? Then we so that's we cover that point, and then we talk about completing a leaflet. Okay, so this subject is actually practical, a lot practical when it comes to these points. So completing the leaflet on e-waste, and the main point here we have to actually, so you have to, or we both together, we will be kind of creating a leaflet with a structure, and we have to show this. So that leaflet should be able to send to people so that we can tell them or we can teach them about the waste and how the waste can be reduced or controlled. Okay, so ගොඩක් points තියෙනවා, I know, but once we start working on it, that would be quite straightforward. Okay, then final point, මේක තියෙනවා programming. Okay, so this is the final topic. So yes, I know now you might ask me, so unit 2 එකත් programming නේ කියලා. Oh, unit 2 is also programming, but this is the first part of programming, and then unit 6 is also the last part of programming. Here we talk about, we will be using either Scratch or any other simple programming um, library or language, and we'll be talking about designing and testing and creating different algorithms and loops, as well as we will be going into a bit of in-depth points about how this is structured. Okay, and we'll be talking about these algorithms, why these algorithms are built, and we'll try out some creating some shapes, drawing some shapes. So here we have the last item where we'll be using this to using Scratch or any other programming language. අපි මේ පොඩ්ඩක් හදමු එක එක මේවා ටික මේ different types of shapes. Using the code itself, we have these algorithms and we can actually draw something. So, quick question. In your point of view, what is an algorithm? මොකක්ද algorithm එකක් කියන්නේ? When you did Sketch, you should have learned it. Any idea?
No, sir.
Okay, hold on. So when you were working on Sketch, right? So did you write if and else conditions? If this, then else. Sketch වල ලියවන්නේ එහෙම.
No, sir.
Then what did you create? You said that you draw some blocks.
We did practicals only. We did only practicals.
Okay. So just explain me about a practical. කොහොමද කරේ? නිකන් simple එකක්.
A simple one.
Simple one. Okay. What did you exactly do? You created something?
We decorated the sprite.
Okay. So there, what type of coding did you do? මොනවද type code කරේ? No, I mean, did you type any coding or you just used the practical to decorate it?
We only use the practical to decorate.
Practical. Okay, perfect. No problem. So this algorithms is something similar to what you just did, but you use the practical. I mean we call it the graphical view, the UI, the user interface to do that. No? But here in this case, we'll be doing it manually, and we'll learn how these algorithms work in order for us to basically draw and create. Okay, so that is a full explanation about the syllabus. So we start from the databases and we go into programming, and we learn about networks, and we talk about video editing, and then health and safety, and then programming. Okay, so these are the points which we cover in the Inspire Computing International Year 6, Grade 6 student book. Okay, so I will we'll go through one more point, and then we can actually call it talk about the database module. So let's say using the data workbook. Okay, so in this workbook we have few particular points. So you can see this is how the welcome screen, the first page, which will look like. So this has the details on how this workbook will and can be used. Okay, මේකේ බලන්න මේකේ තියෙනවා පොත පාවිච්චි කරන විදිහ, පොත කොහොමද කියවන්න ඕනේ, පොත කොහොමද තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ කියන එක. හරිද? So here you can see each topic includes an essay to understand theory. මෙන්න මේ block එකේ තියෙනවා essay to understand theory, and it will show you real world examples. මේ බ්ලොක් එකේ ඔයාට මෙන්න මේ හැම මොඩියුල් එකක්ම ස්ටාර්ට් කරනකොට ඒකේ පෙන්නනවා ඇත්තටම රියල් වර්ල්ඩ් එක්සාම්පල්ස් ටික. හරි. ඒකේ තියෙනවා මොනවද මේ රියල් වර්ල්ඩ් එක්සාම්පල්ස්, කොහොමද මේක වැඩ කරන්නේ, ඒකයි මේ මොකද්ද මේකේ වෙන්නේ කියන එක. හරි. And then you will have 2 points. So you have the introduction, you can see here, okay, and the introduction, it will be the introduction for the module, okay. Then you have the objectives. මේකේ තියෙනවා හැම වෙලාවෙම ණය මේ objective එකක් for the about the module. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ module එක ඉගෙන ගත්තාම ඔයා ඒකෙන් මොකක්ද අන්තිමටම ඉගෙන ගන්න කියන එක. So the objectives will tell you what is your final achievement. Okay, and then මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි page එකක් හැදලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි. So if you take a simple lesson, මේකේ ඔයාලට පේනවා, if you look at here in this lesson it will say this is what you will know or be able to do by the end of the lesson. හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ lesson එක පටන් ගන්නකොට ඔයා දැනගෙන හිටියේ නැති, හැබැයි මේ lesson එක ඉවර වුණාම දැනගත යුතු. Okay? So the things you need to learn at the end of the lesson will be displayed here. And also you will see this guy here and there. Okay? So this guy is actually someone will show you important words. දැන් මොකේ තියෙනවනේ ටිකක් මේ දැනගන්න ඕනේ වචන ටිකක්. අපි ඔකට කියනවා vocabulary එක කියලා, right? So now there are some key vocabulary points or important words which you will need to know. So මෙන්න මේ වගේ චූටි blocks වලින් ඔය vocabularies ටික highlight කරලා තියෙනවා ඇතුලේ. ඊට පස්සේ you have a starter. So according to this page, you have a starter where in this starter it will show you an introduction about what it is. Okay, and at the end you might have boxes where in these boxes you will have the reminders and things which you need to go through. Okay, so and then at the same time you will have the activities, you will have a refresher එකක් කියන්නේ පොඩි memory refresh එකක් අපි කියන මතකය ආවර්ජනය කරගන්නවා කියලා. අන්න ඒ වගේ එකක්. ඒකයි you have a checklist on the bottom, you have the checklist, and at the same time there will be a key vocabulary where it will show you some specific words. Make a නිකම්ම මේ just if you need to learn about this again, just go through this video because it will tell you how to read this book, because this book is packed of information. Okay, full pack කරලා පිරෙන්න දාලා තියෙන details. So the thing is, you just need to learn how to navigate through it, then it will be much easier for you to understand what it is. Okay, nice, perfect. Okay, Api, before we, so I'm going to wrap this up because I wanted to show this, discuss the module structure before we start anything. We need to know how it works and what we are going to learn so that next time we can start working on it. But before we go through, let me ask Konaya some questions. So the next, now I know you guys haven't gone in depth. ඉස්කෝලේ මෙච්චර ගැඹුරට කරලා නැහැ because they were not following the exact final book. But then again, these particular points has to be understood, right? So I'll give you some homework. So next week, can you write this down? Next week, before we start, when you come for the class, can you write me a small explanation about what is data? Can you write this down? Yeah. So the question is, what is data? Do your research. There is no such thing as correct answer or a wrong answer. So the question is, what is data? Data කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Write a small essay, like let's say about 10-15 lines would be more than enough. Write about data, and api when we start the next class, you can read it to me and tell me what you think about it. Others also, all the other students who was not able to make it today, please do write this, and I'll ask this question when we start the class next week, because there's no such thing as a wrong answer or a correct answer. So when it comes to data, you have multiple definitions. So you can talk about data with multiple definitions. So your definition might change from another person's definition. Okay, so but the whole idea should be the same thing, and also try to use some real world examples. ඊට පස්සේ next class එකේ අපි I'll explain you this in a very simple way on how to understand, and then we can talk about databases and how data is being stored.